Hello everyone, this is Dawn. I'm back again. All right, so I've been gone. I've been struggling with low dopamine again. And but I think I found the answer. Well, it's let me explain. First off, I found some supplements that do help, but um it makes me wonder what's wrong with me. um so yeah, it works, but should I fix something else in my body so that I don't need to take supplements? That's kind of my thinking. But here's what I'm taking. I found these, and what this is called velvet bean, and it has L-Dopa in it. And what that is the precursor to dopamine, so that my body has what it needs to make dopamine whenever it needs it. So drinking coffee will stimulate your body to produce dopamine, but that to me, I don't know, it just feels like it's not quite the right answer. And this supplement helps, but again, I don't think it's the answer. I want to heal the problem. So the you all know, if you've watched any of my videos, you know how I feel about the pharmaceutical industrial complex, right? So I don't want to go see a doctor, but this was getting so bad that I was considering it. Actually, I would go to my naturopath first, but it costs so much money. He does not take insurance because insurance was telling him um, he could only spend 15 minutes with a patient. So he said, no, that's not going to work. His minimum of a first visit, your first visit is a minimum of an hour that he sits and talks to you. And then when you have follow-up visits, it's usually about a half an hour or more. So that was not going to work. So he dropped insurance. But so now it's really expensive. But I just don't want to go to a doctor because they don't have natural alternatives to pharmaceutical. So anyway, and they don't have the answers to naturally healing the problem. So let's get to the root of the problem here. Well, dopamine is a neurotransmitter, and it is produced in the gut. So there's a clue. Let's start looking at my gut. Well, you don't have to. I'll do that, okay? So I know of some herbs that I could use that I can let's see, licorice and glutathione and some other things that can help with my gut. And so I'm going to start looking into those because I want to heal this. I don't have to take the full dosage of this. At the beginning, I was getting up there, pretty high dosage, but I feel I can tell when I look at something that needs to be done and I go, I don't want to do it. I know my dopamine is slipping and I need to take these supplements. So if you want to look into this and take it yourself, if you're like a procrastinator, it could be low dopamine. If you feel blah, don't want to do anything, not motivated, lack of willpower, guess what? It could be low dopamine. So please do your research though, because there are some people who could be sensitive to the supplement. So please make sure you look into it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed healthcare practitioner. So this is my opinion, my experience, my understanding. So one of the things I thought about was, Parkinson's. And from what I've read, that there are different places in the brain that have receptors for dopamine, and if a certain section of your brain is not getting enough dopamine, I don't know, it's not clear to me whether it causes Parkinson's or it's just something that they see in a lot of Parkinson's patients. So I don't know what receptors are low or anything, and I'm not really concerned about it because there is somebody, Dr. John Gray. He wrote the book Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and he developed Parkinson's, I think late 50s, early 60s. It's a bit young, but then he went the conventional route, and of course, they told him that there's no cure, there's no way to turn this around. The medication just helps you get through it easier and live a little bit longer, but that's it. You got to put up with it. So he went to Mexico. This is because you can't run these kind of clinics in America because the FDA will run you out of town. But anyway, so he went to Mexico, and there was a clinic there that helped people who have Parkinson's, and they hooked him up to an IV. Of course, they don't regulate anything with their, I don't know how well they regulate, I'll put it that way, in Mexico. But there are several health clinics who operate in Mexico that would be shut down in America. So I would just put that out there. Not all of them are good, so please be careful if you're looking at going to Mexico. So he got hooked up to an IV. Symptoms went away. He went home. The symptoms started coming back. I don't know how the time frame, and I don't know how many dosages he got from the clinic in Mexico. Sorry, I don't have the details, but he went back down there, got another, I don't know if it's just one or how many dosages, or the IV thing. I don't know how many he did, how many days he stayed, but he said, I need to know what's in the IV. I need to know what's in it. And they didn't want to tell him for obvious reasons, because he wants to keep coming back, right? So he told him. The guy broke down and told him, and it was nutrients, minerals mainly. What? Yes, nothing special that I could think of that I heard from Dr. Gray. There's nothing unusual or some rare herb that only grows at the top of a mountain somewhere in this one country, and that's it, and doesn't grow anywhere else. Nothing special, nothing weird, nothing like that at all. So he started taking not just herbal, but nutritional supplements for himself, for his own health, and to keep the Parkinson's in remission. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed healthcare practitioner of any sort. This is what I gathered from Dr. Gray, but I want to talk about something. All right, hang on just a second. Okay, guys. Getting my witch hat on. We're going to talk some witchy stuff here. Ooh, there's a hair. Okay. There we go. Do I look fancy? All right. So let's talk about witchcraft and us witches and health. Sorry about bumping the camera. But let's talk about this for a second. We live in a country, in America. I'm not, sorry, I don't know where you live. But in America, we have the best healthcare system, the most expensive healthcare system, and we are the sickest people, disease, ailments. We are the sickest country anywhere. We are obese, we're overweight, we're sick all the time. I don't know. You guys, it's very disturbing to see. Everywhere I go, everybody's overweight. Everybody I know has, well, not everybody I know. There are a lot of people like me that are natural, right? So there are a lot of people that I'm aware of that take a lot of medication. There was friends of ours, somebody we knew. Their mother was in her 90s and had to go to the doctor for something. Something happened. But um, they asked her what kind of medication she was on. She's in her 90s, you know, and they expect her to have a ton of medication like everybody else, right? She said none. And they said, no, what kind of medication are you on? Because they couldn't believe her. I mean, high blood pressure at least. I mean, everybody's on that, right? And they contacted the one of the children and said, you know, can you tell us what medication she's on? And they said, not on any medication. They could not believe that this 90-something-year-old woman was not on any medication whatsoever. Okay, so let's talk about this. We're witches, right? Well, a lot of us are. Watching my videos, and those that are not necessarily inclined to call themselves witches, you are very spiritual. Otherwise, why would you watch my videos, right? Okay, so let's talk about this. Once upon a time, many, many years ago, our ancestors lived off the land, and they were very close and in tune with nature. We have gotten way, way far away from that. I'm not going to bash technology. I love technology. I love what I can do with my computer and with pictures, and hear this video on my camera, on my phone. Sorry, my camera on my phone. Just my phone. And just having a phone in my pocket everywhere I go, I can just make a call or look up on something on the internet. That's amazing. I'm not going to bash technology, but just like government, it's not necessarily the type of government, it's who's running the show. Do they give a flying fart about the people? Okay, so our system here in America is designed to make money off of us being sick and making money. It's capitalism. I'm not going to bash capitalism because, again, it's who's running the show. So you got a lot of fast food. We've got a lot of prepared food, you know, previously, you know, prepared and frozen and whatnot that you can just grab out of the grocery store. We don't have a lot of time to cook. A lot of people grab the frozen stuff and just throw it in an air fryer or microwave or whatever and throw it at the kids, and they're quiet for an hour. So you're very thankful. Now you can get stuff done that you need to get done, right? So we live in a hectic society, and we're very separated from nature. And I'm thankful that our norm is 40-hour work week. And some places they're cutting that back a little bit, and I would definitely welcome that. In China, they work 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. I don't know if I could handle that, but and I don't know that they have a choice. They don't have a choice. I don't think so. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at is that we don't know our bodies, so we don't know I don't know what my body needs to heal. So what do I do with that? I could cast spells, but if I'm unaware of what in my mind is causing my body to malfunction, because I believe that the mind is what causes things to manifest in my life, in my body. So, and I'm not talking about the woo-woo manifest, you know, wealth and stuff like that, which I know the mind can make that happen, but not out of thin air necessarily. I'm not necessarily completely against believing that you could manifest something out of thin air. I think it's possible, highly improbable. I'll put it that way. But I believe that we need to really tune in. We've got so many distractions. I get stuck in scrolling through Facebook, and I learn a lot of stuff, and I touch base with my friends and people. So it's not a bad thing. I'm not going to bash social media, but I get stuck in it. And I need to separate from that, spend some time with myself, and meditation, um, crafts, art. That's an incredible way of expressing yourself and releasing some of those brain chemicals that make you feel good. So that's important. And I know that there are different ways of pulling information out of my unconscious mind to help me know what is wrong with my body and how to heal it. So I think that's a better answer. If I find my body is going off the rails, if I'm got this low dopamine, I've got sleep issues, I've got, different things going on with my teeth, and just, am I just falling apart? Am I just not paying attention? So there's that. So before I cast any spells ever with anything, whether it's money or health or helping somebody, whatever it is, I take some time and, I don't know, deep dive into it, meditate on it, use tarot cards, use my pendulum to find the root causes so that I am actually uh, giving attention to what can actually make a difference instead of wishing. Because I feel like spell work can be just wish work. Oh, I wish this would happen. Oh, I wish that would happen. But I need to be more engaged than that. I need to know what is causing it so I can cast my spell that is more specific, in changing and resolving and rejuvenating and opening the door. So I think for me, I feel I need more information. Okay, I need more money, so I'll cast a money spell. Well, what's causing the money to not be there? What's causing the problems? Am I having car problems one after another? Well, what's causing that? What do I need to do? Maybe I need a new car. So I need to be casting a spell for a new car to replace this one, if that's the case, instead of just asking for money, instead of a spell for money. So I think it's important for us witches and spiritual people, anyone who's on the spiritual path, when you think about law of attraction and manifesting and just being in harmony with nature and perfect health and having the finances show up when you need them, I think that all kind of works together. And then, for me, I get too distracted. I don't spend enough time with myself and going deep in and with my spirit allies and my spirit guides and finding out the root, so that if I do cast a spell, I'm casting a spell that's the most effective. Why would you not want that? So that's where I'm at. And I think it's important for all of us to kind of take that to heart, especially in our country. I see so many people, my friends are getting sick. I see people on Facebook that are, I got this ailment, I'm going to the hospital for this, I got medication for that. And do we really need to? I mean, I'm not going to say don't get on the medication, because that would be irresponsible for me, because I don't know anything about you. So, but I would urge you to seek out a naturopath, and yes, they are very expensive, but they can give you a solution that a medical practitioner cannot, because they're not trained. Not because they don't want to, not because they're in on the swindling of us and trying to suck our money out of our pockets. I don't think it's that. I really do think they believe that the pharmaceutical is the only solution, because that's all they know. So I'm not going to fault them for that, but I will avoid them unless I need to, go to the emergency room. My legs, hanging off. I need help immediately. So, I don't object to the medical industrial complex completely, 100%. It is useful, but just be careful, because you can get sucked in on one medication after another, after another, after another. And then before you know it, you're taking a handful every day. and that we need an alternative solution. We need to get our witchy hats on, all right, and get with our spirit allies, our spirit guides, get into our body, find a solution, and get back to nature. That's the simple answer to all of that. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be working on my gut and see if I can make some things turn around. So today is December 2nd, and the holidays are coming up. So I wish you a wonderful, merry holiday, whatever holiday you decide you choose to celebrate. And I wish you much peace, because family can be very disturbing. Mine pretty good, so I don't have much to complain about. But I just want to leave it there. And I guess that's it. So thank you all for listening and for your comments. I really do appreciate them. And do something today that makes you feel good and brings you joy. I love you all. And until next time, blessed be.